USDA. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Michael Porter. He's out there with Monte Morris. Aaron Gordon out there with Jokic. It's Najee in at the 4. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Jokic. Here's Morris. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
And it's Lillard missing. Porter against Covington. Here's Morris, and the layup is good.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Here's Lillard. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And early in the game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for Denver. 4-point game. The drive by Gordon. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And there's just so much athleticism to Gordon's game. Good luck trying to contain him inside.
Morris against Lillard. Elbow shot is on the way. Again, the miss by Lillard.
Oh, you expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And for Jokic, a slow start to last season. Came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape. And boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
Nurkic dishes to Powell. Portland no good that time either.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a high-quality shot. I mean, and they don't want to start the game 0 for 5.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Lillard with no one around. No good off the back of the rim. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his condition, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body. And I think we will see that in time.
Powell, the pass to McCollum. Covington wide open. He fires. Moves back up. And Lillard with the lay-in.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Denver in the lead. Morris outside. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
He just jumps so fast. I mean, give Porter a chance to dunk, and he doesn't think twice about it.
Now Lillard. It's Nurkic, top of the key. Back to Lillard. It's McCollum on the wing. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
The quick, accurate release. McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Pass to Porter. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Jokic. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
Oh, yeah, that's one of his go-to spots. I mean, you have to pressure him in that mid-range area.
And that one's good. Lillard.
Such a smart play. Lillard willing to take the jumper from the mid-range.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Paul Millsap is checked in for Denver. Shaquille Harris comes in for Monte Morris.
And easy to understand why many believe Porter is the complete package. Skilled at making the correct pass.
But they recover it. Kanter dishes to Carmelo. McCollum kicks to Anthony. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nuggets leading by 4. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Jokic slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. McCollum feeling it out a bit. It's Powell on the wing. Over Gordon. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Porter with it. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, it feels like they're just one step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Nuggets ahead, leading by 8. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing.
I think it comes from being.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need it.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
Ennis Cantor is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Simons in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And it's Simons missing. And it's Harrison with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And foul on the... And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Millsap with it. Cantor cover. Millsap passes to McGee. Back to Millsap. Over to the wing. McGee in the high post. 5 on the clock. Bol lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And you see defenses trying to be physical with Bol. That time, contact on the shot had no effect.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Greg, is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to is really paramount.
Well, that's just too easy for McGee. I mean, the minute he establishes position in this area, the defense is done.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another beforehand.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. That is a jump ball. And here are the Trailblazers now. McCollum with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. To the wing on the left. Three-pointer, Lillard sinks the three-pointer. Lillard's got 9.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit hit the open man.
Here's Harrison, covered by Lillard. To the paint. McGee finds Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Baseline Jay on the way. The shot that time, not on target. And it's Portland the other way. Powell, the pass to Lillard. Back to Powell. Lillard outside. Now here's Powell. Guarded by McGee. Kicks it out to Lillard. Oh, good with the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Lillard, the pass to Powell. Lillard against Morris. And the shot is good. The Denver lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Damian Lillard. Pass to Millsap. Lays it up and banks it in. Millsap's got 4 this quarter.
And with long arms and great strength, Millsap can make plays bigger than his actual size.
McCollum kicks to Nurkic. And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Nurkic. McCollum's got his second bucket.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Jokic has checked in for Denver. Michael Porter comes in for Shaquille Harrison.
Underrated coming into the league and underestimated. Millsap doesn't have any doubters anymore.
Here's Simons, covered by Morris. Out to Anthony. Wide open shot is on the money.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Trailblazers trail by 11. 35 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game. So he gets them both. 32 seconds left to play in the first half. Passes it to Millsap. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the half. It's deflected. And here's the fast break. Jones, no one around him. They get it back, and Kent are able to finish.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Morris looking over the floor, and he uses the glass on the layup. Morris has got his 3rd bucket of the night. And so it's the Denver Nuggets ahead. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. After 2 quarters, it's Denver out in front. They have a 9-point lead. And big fella. And that does it for our halftime show.
Pull it back, Kobe. Rest in peace to the Mamba and baby GG.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Taking a look at the Nuggets. Monte Morris is out there with Porter. And it's Nikola Jokic. And there's Gordon. It's Najee in at the 4 slot. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And the basket is good. Najee's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Nuggets.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Lillard, and it's blocked by Gordon.
No, I wouldn't test Gordon. With that vertical and length, please try someone else.
Back to Jokic. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Jokic has got 8 points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Count that one.
Gotta respect the speed of McCollum. Fantastic at knifing through the defense and beating them to the bucket.
The Nuggets leading by 11. Morris passes to Jokic. Shoots over Nurkic. Jokic, no good. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big man. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Well, and sometimes you just got to assume every 3 McCollum is going to take is going to go in.
The pass to Jokic. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Buries it down low. Jokic has got 4 this quarter.
His teammates keep getting him the ball in his favorite spots. He's done a lot for his shooting percentage.
Here's McCollum. Porter pulls it in. It's deflected. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Morris with the bucket. And it's a 12-point Nugget lead.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Powell dishes to Nurkic. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And a wide-open look for McCollum. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11. McCollum against Porter. And he comes up with the deuce. Porter's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game. Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Last break, here come the Trailblazers. Pass to Cantor. The 3 from Anthony. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Oh, he's a great presence to have near the bucket. Cantor's going to go after every rebound, and when he gets his hands on that, that's what happens.
We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Harrison passes to Chanshaw. Now Bol. Basket good. Bol's got 5 points so far.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Here's Simons to the left side wing. Pass to Cantor. Now here's Anthony. And Bol pulls it down. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Chanshaw, the pass to Bol. Jones with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Good on that shot, and with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Anthony.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Harrison scanning the floor. So it's both teams making substitutions here. 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. The putback, Jokic on the follow. He's got 12.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass.
And so it's Denver going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense has been active. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Portland, Derek Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 2. Jokic. He can't get that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. Anthony with it. Now guarded by Porter. Anthony kicks to Kanter. Here's Simon. Kanter, the pass to Carmelo. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Over Green. The shot's good from Kanter.
The D must push Kanter farther away. I mean, even when they defend him well, he can still score inside.
The Nuggets leading by 8. Passes it to Jokic. Drops in the layup for 2.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
And it's Lillard missing.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Jokic kicks to Porter. To the left wing. Inside. And Jokic gets it to go. The assist by Paul Millsap. And now a 12-point Nugget lead. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Kanter against Jokic. Now the pass to Simons. Morris against Lillard. Morris with the block. Millsap looking it over. Porter finds Millsap. And here is Morris. Fires the 3. Millsap up top, defended by Jones. Clock at 4. Here's Porter. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists. Porter's got the lead up to 14 now for Denver. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Lillard from outside. The Trailblazers rebound. And staying with the play, Anthony.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Nuggets. The 11-footer, and the shot is good. The Denver lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from McCollum.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
Down low, and Jokic slams it in.
He does all the little things. I mean, he does the big things. He's got them in front with another outstanding performance.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Green with the rebound.
Yeah, the more threes he misses, I mean, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset.
And that one's good by Porter.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
Lillard attacking. The shot's good.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Nuggets. The dish to Green. .116 left here in the fourth quarter. Morris, no good. Trailblazers trail by 12.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nuggets.
This was a physical.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Jokic against Nurkic. Nurkic with the steal. Powell, no one around him. Covington kicks to McCollum. Powell for three. Green with the rebound.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
It's good from long range.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
That's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that shit.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
Now, here is Morris. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Hyundai Hollis Jefferson out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers, and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons, goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story. Leonard did a good job to take a picture there, recognizing what was going on, read the defense, and then finds a soft spot in the mid-range.
Now, here's Lillard. Takes the three. Here's McCollum. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's Beverly missing. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Powell, the pass to McCollum. That's tipped. Here's Lillard. Got a piece of it.
Can't be lazy around Patrick Beverly. He's going to get you down low with hands. That time, he blocks a shot.
Lillard against Beverly. Just 5 to shoot. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Got to do your best to root and push and shove Kawhi Leonard outside of the paint. He's just too strong and too skilled on the inside, and then he starts to get comfortable.
And the basket by McCollum.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. A different look for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Patterson. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Hollis Jefferson. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. The 3 from McCollum. The Clippers grab the miss.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Leonard. Great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Back to Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Over McCollum. The shot's good from Kennard.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked him.
Out to Morris. Outside Batum. He dishes it to Cousins. It's good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Monday Hollis Jefferson comes in for Anthony. Norman Powell's checked in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
Man, he's got that touch working tonight, shooting the ball very well to start this one.
Lillard against Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Now here's Cousins. He's guarded closely. They get the rebound. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds. But they still come up empty. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
McCollum showing some offensive persistence there. Awesome at going right at the defense. And then he finds himself at the free throw line.
And so McCollum nails both of them. Clippers leading by 6. George dishes to Leonard. Great D that time from Nurkic. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end. Damian Lillard told us before the game when asked how he's
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
That's right on the money from Lillard. That's how you finish a possession.
Outside, George. He feeds it to Leonard. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Beverley wide open. Off target from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The shot by Lillard wide open. No good from outside. Clippers leading by 6. Here's George. That was huge.
Incredible.
Paul George dunk contest? Maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
Lillard outside. Offline with his 3.
Well, his shots aren't dropping. They haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find him.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And the basket by Lillard.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
George with the ball. Hollis Jefferson's there. Lets it go from 11. The putback and the rebound by Nurkic. Trailblazers trail by 8. Here's Anthony. The pass to Nurkic. Hollis Jefferson kicks to Lillard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Lillard.
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Cantor.
Well, aside from that possession, they've done a pretty good job of keeping the turnovers way down this game.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Lillard against Beverly. Here's Cantor. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Cantor's got his first points of the night.
With a number of go-to moves and a soft touch, Cantor can crush you inside.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now here's Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Morris. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Lillard makes the shot. Best at number 4 this game. Brings him up to 4 for 9.
Yeah, Damian Lillard just working them over right now. One of the smaller guards in the league, but darts around so well to make plays.
And here is Morris. 6 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Charity stripe shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Trailblazers trail by 4. Three-pointer, Lillard. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Lillard against Jackson. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
You want evidence of Lillard finishing at the rim? I give you Exhibit A.
Pass to Cousins. 40 seconds left in the first half. Jackson finds Kennard. Outside, Batum. Over Jones. And that one goes long. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Trailing by 4. Kicks it out to Lillard. Kennard against McCollum. And there's Enes Kanter on the assist by McCollum. Kanter's got 4 points in the quarter.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
Well, they've shown both effort and will to get back into this one, but can they finish this one off?
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. It was all about the Clippers as the game got going. Their mission to dominate early was and that'll about
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, Enes Kanter is out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then it's Jones. And it's Simons in at the point. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility.
Well, on that kind of move, Paul George is such a great scorer. He can stay in control even at full speed.
Portland trailing here. Cullen passes to Cantor. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Yep, that one goes. Cantor's got 6.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And it's Powell in for Derek Jones. A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Cullen passes to Simons. Hollis Jefferson with it. Pass to Simons. He kicks it to Powell. Leonard with the steal. And they go to the intentional foul. A different look for the Clippers. Mann's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Here's Mann. He's guarded by Nurkic. Outside Leonard. Feeds it to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 4 points this quarter.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Here's McCollum, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting tonight.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Morris passes to Jackson. Here's Kennard, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Clippers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Lillard surveying the D. The feed to Nurkic. And the layup's good off the glass. Nurkic has got the lead up to 1 now for Portland.
Well, Nurkic, with that soft touch, he's starting to cause some problems for the defense.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Dishes it to Batum. Outside Jackson. Floats it up for Cousins. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
I'm not sure what he thought he could get away with there. Pretty clear over the back.
Nothing wrong with being physical, but that's just over the top.
And Lillard gets it to go.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Jackson dishes to Cousins. And stolen by Lillard. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Anthony leading the charge. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 4. Outside, George. High post, Zubats. Nurkic with the steal. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Clearly a foul.
The Trailblazers shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. And good on the second, so he makes them both. 1:16 left to play in the third. to the inside. Zubats.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Lillard outside. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the third. Anthony kicks to Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Over Beverly. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Anthony.
Consistent and accurate from that particular spot on the floor. The offense kind of predicts those shots. Lillard's got a good eye for the mid-range.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard.
I think Patrick Beverly, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
Pass to Simons. And he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. Left side, George. And again, no good by the Clippers. Got it up. That one doesn't drop. And we've reached the end of the third. Trailblazers lead by 6. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. They've got Ivica Zubats. Kawhi Leonard is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. George against Powell. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. George has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. Powell, the pass to Kanter. And that one is hammered home.
Like the execution there from Kanter. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Beverly finds Leonard. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Paul George.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Now the pass to Powell. Here's Simons. 11 feet away. It's hauled in by Beverly. The Clippers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And that's an intentional foul. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Portland. Cullen comes in for Derek Jones. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Zubats kicks to Beverly. George looking around to the paint. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Zubats.
Well, Paul George is great at breaking down the defense, and he does it with the pass that time.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. And so they foul intentionally. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Kanter. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Kennard the pass to Zubats. To tie it up. Nurkic with the block.
And Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. That's tipped, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Beverly against Lillard. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. There's the dish to McCollum. Over George. Hollis Jefferson. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
I know CJ plays the two-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great find.
Jones checked in for Norman Powell. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Now Leonard. Pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Yep, it counts.
Look at your watch. It's Lillard time.
1:51 left in the fourth quarter. And George kicks to Leonard. Looking to get it going. He's off on that one. And it's Portland the other way. Cullen passes to Lillard. Misses the three.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Leonard with the bucket.
Oh, you could see it from the moment he caught the ball. Leonard looking to rise to the occasion, making the big shot to help the team out.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Uncovered. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here are the Trailblazers now. Just 4 to shoot. Stolen by Beverly. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. And he gets the whistle. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Thank you, David. And Portland making a change here. Powell's checked in. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Lillard operating with smoothness there, makes the defender overcommit, and when you're out of position, you end up fouling.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 3-point game. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
George against McCollum.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
The Trailblazers on offense. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
And he wants the ball at the end of the games. You can see why Lillard's stepping up again to the challenge.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You could bet that's what they're looking for this late in the game. They need that three.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 2 here. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. You can pretty much bank on these.
It's McCollum on the wing. knocks down the trifecta.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The beautiful skyline of Denver. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Patterson in at the 4. And for Denver, they've got Nikola Jokic. Porter is out there with Monte Morris. Then there's Gordon. It's Najee in at the 4. Now Morris. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players. But you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Here's Morris. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. It's tipped. Stolen by Beverley. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Knocked away. Porter with the steal. Here we go. All alone. And Morris throws it down.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Now here's Leonard. Back to Beverley. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
I love this about Patrick Beverley. He's just a fighter. He's never going to back down.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Here's Porter. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's George. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Leonard against Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Jokic with the block.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Here's Morris. Najee tipped back in for 2.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's Beverley. Now, here's George. And they call an illegal screen here.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Denver. Shaquille Harris comes in for Morris. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Patrick Patterson. Millsap misses.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Green's checked in. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverley. Here's Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Cousins throws it down.
Owning that area around the rim, something DeMarcus has done as far back as we can remember.
1:43 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Skying high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
The Clippers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go, and I can't say I blame him.
Now, here's Kennard. right at the free throw line. Rebounded by McGee.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
The Nuggets trail. And with the dunk contest in Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen.
And Millsap slams it in.
Well, all right. Paul Millsap looking bouncy tonight.
Outside Jackson. Morris looking over the floor. Cousins with it. Rebounded by McGee. Here's Harrison, guarded by Jackson. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now, here's Kennard. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Nice find by Luke. Shows good vision in both half court and in transition.
Here's Harrison. Misses from close range. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
They've got Morris, Paul Millsap out there with Aaron Gordon, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Harrison in at the two-guard spot. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Here's Porter. The Clippers grab the miss. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Patterson. Leonard's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Los Angeles. Morris passes to Najee. Down low, Gordon, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Gordon's got his second basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And here's Beverly. And George, here we go. Here's Zubac. 16 feet away. George, no good. Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Najee. Got a hand on it.
Just a great job of timing on the block from Patterson.
And George with this stuff.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Morris passes to Jokic. Back to Morris. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Here's Porter. Here's Jokic. And good work on the boards that pick up the second chance points. Jokic has got his first bucket in this one. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Now George. Pass to Leonard. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. Here's George. Michael Porter making his last shot. And George kicks to Zubats. Outside for George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Najee, good.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Outside, George. The pass to Beverly. Now here's Leonard. Now here is George. Over Porter. And Jokic with the rebound.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
George finds Zubats. Here's Leonard, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Strength, body control, and focus. Kawhi showing it all right there.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubats. Marcus Morris comes in for Patrick Patterson. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Chanchan. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Bull. Shot clock at 5. And that one's good. Harrison. Harrison's got the game tied up here for the Nuggets. 55 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Jackson. Leonard on the wing. Passes it to Kennard. Back to Leonard. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. The Nuggets have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Pass to Bull. Back to Harrison. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first half. It's stolen by Morris. Left side, Batum. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. And stolen by Cousins. It's all tied in Denver.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Some good action during the period. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5 spot. Now here's Porter. It's tipped. Here's Leonard. Patterson finds Beverly. Leonard inside. He's against Morris. Here's Zubats. Lays it up and banks it in. Zubats has got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Clippers. Morris with the ball. And the pass to Najee. Inside. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Here's McGee. The rebound by Patterson. The Clippers in the lead.
Well, how can you not love the continued resurgence of JaVale McGee? There were some years where he was trying to figure it out. Now he's a big factor for this team at center.
Now McGee. Rondo missing on the three. Harrison passes to Bull. Shoots over Zubac. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
You know, Smitty, the change from McGee is pretty simple. He got some direction on how to play. Now he does everything he can to play within himself.
Kevin, that has been a huge difference maker for JaVale McGee. And you know, when he's focused, he can make an impact. Plays in short bursts, but very effective.
Count that bucket. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
Your Nuggets answer.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Nuggets have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. Morris dishes to Porter. And that one goes out of bounds. Touched by Zubac. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Clock at 6. Morris finds Jokic. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Shoots over Cousins. And Jokic with the basket on the assist from Porter. Jokic has got it all tied up now for Denver. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Leonard's got 13.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Jokic high post. Jokic draws the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here is Los Angeles now. Kicks it to Morris. Jokic draws the double. And he makes that one. Jokic just got 4 points in the quarter.
Sometimes he seems to be indestructible with the finishes he can make. Jokic is a force down low.
Here's Mann. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Back to Beverly. Here's Batum. Takes it out to Leonard. Just 3 to shoot. Over Gordon. Cousins trying to free himself up. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. Here's Morris. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Here's Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
You have to give it up for Kawhi right now. He is wearing out the defense.
Morris outside. Jokic inside. He's guarded by Cousins. And the shot is good. He's got 8.
And you love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
And here's Leonard. 15 points in the game. A step back shot here. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Morris. To the middle. Unloads from 9. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got 10 points.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Now Jackson. And it's in there. And the Clippers lead by 2.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Harrison. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
They've got Bull. He's out there with Paul Millsap. Harrison out there with JaVale McGee. And it's John Shar in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
And the second free throw, good. The Nuggets trail by 3. Outside Millsap. Pass to Chanchar. He kicks it to Bull. And the dunk by Bull.
That's just too easy for Bull. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Outside Leonard. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
This is, and I think his coach would agree, unacceptable. 1 turnover in the first half, now multiple turnovers since the break. Too much.
Harrison passes to Chanchar. Outside Millsap. Passes it to Chanchar. Kicks the Bull. Here's Harrison. Just 5 on the clock to take the lead. And it's good on the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Bounce pass from Beverly. No good from Zubac.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
The Nuggets shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Pass to Chanchar. Back to Harrison. And the rejection by Cousins.
He is so reliable. DeMarcus making a play and making it look easy.
Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Here's Harrison. Here's Bull. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Leonard. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles, and George with the stuff.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
Harrison scanning the floor. And he uses the glass on the layup. Harrison's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Beverly. George passes to Cousins. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. The Clippers also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And Jokic throws it down. Huge.
Jokic comes through just fearless. What an option.
There's 1:54 left here in the fourth quarter. George finds Cousins. 2 free throws coming up, and here we go. Coach's challenge has been initiated. I have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. Floats it up for Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Great idea to get it to Cousins. Things are starting to tighten up. Could be a hard-fought battle the rest of the way.
Patterson dishes to Rondo, and it's sent back by Morris. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Porter's running. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
Just refusing to back down when the spotlight's brightest. Porter outstanding at taking over here in the clutch.
Now here's Leonard. There's 53 seconds left in the game. Got it!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Morris against Rondo. And stolen by Cousins. Outside, George. Count it!
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Morris outside to the inside. It counts. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Calm and collected in the game's biggest moments. You can rely on Jokic when you need a basket.
Now here's Leonard. Dishes to Cousins. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. 6 to shoot. Good.
One of the more instinctive passes over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
And they're looking to tie it up. Live to play another period. We'll see what they run right here.
Off target with that shot. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. The city of Denver is in full mode. And David.
Hey, Kevin.
Great stuff as always, DA. Thanks. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Giles is out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Denver, they've got Michael Porter. He's out there with Monte Morris. Jokic is out there with Gordon. It's Najee in at the 4 spot. Now, here is Morris. Pass to Jokic and stolen by Lillard. Here's McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Here's Najee. Over Lillard. Najee, good. And instead of just swinging the ball around the perimeter, Clark, both these teams like to run offense through the post.
And I love that, Kevin. We don't see it very often, but you're right. Both of these teams emphatic about getting the ball inside, putting pressure on the defense by driving it inside or passing it into the post. And it allows both of them to play a very high-quality inside-out game.
Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And, you know, this is something Jokic does extremely well. He excels at finding the open man with quality passes.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Gordon. And it's Gordon with the finish.
Yeah, we saw this on display in the slam dunk contest. Gordon has some major bunnies, a creative slam dunk artist.
And no doubt last season was a bit of a step backwards for Aaron Gordon. After that breakout 2019 season, his numbers just didn't hold up.
And, you know, Greg, the issue was his shooting. You know, Gordon had a tough time from distance, especially from three-point range. Some of that is maybe mechanics, but also shot selection a part of it. And I also thought he was a little more passive with the ball, maybe a little more indecisive. But, again, he's a young player, really young player, so I'm thinking it was probably just an off year for him, and he'll bounce back in good fashion.
Portland with the ball after the Nuggets pick up 2. Powell, the pass to Giles. Lillard from outside. That shot, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
In deep, Jokic drops it in.
Jokic has such nice instincts for a big guy. Knows exactly when to shoot off the catch.
It's stolen by Morris. And Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his first foul. Paul Millsap is checked in for the Nuggets. Shaquille Harris comes in for Monte Morris. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Giles. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Millsap dishes the ball. Pass to McGee. Knocked loose. Millsap finds McGee. Here's Chunshaw.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
He hits the second from the line. Trailblazers trail by 7. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Simons. Crafty move. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Paul Millsap picks one up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Nuggets leading by 5. Harrison passes to Millsap. 1:14 left in the first quarter. And it's Portland with the rebound. Taken away. Here's Harrison. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Covington. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you had to pick the top priority for McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, get in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Simons. And Bull pulls it down.
Boy, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Outside for Millsap. Here's Chunchar. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Simons. Outside Covington. Up top Canner. He gets it up. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Denver Nuggets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We come back.
Selfless. I mean, you need to look your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Aaron Gordon out there with Green. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Harrison in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Anthony. Green with the block. Right wing. Back to Millsap. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Anthony. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
Can't ignore Millsap's defensive instinct. Excellent timing, rising up to block shot.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Giles comes in for Anthony. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Portland again missing. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. McGee. Rebounded by McCollum. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Powell.
Beautiful offense. Lillard creates time and again down the floor, whether it be for himself or for his teammates.
Harrison passes to Millsap. Got a piece of it. He feeds it to Bull. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
I think his unselfish attitude is really a big part of what makes Millsap a leader on the court, and the ability to make some dynamic passes doesn't hurt either.
Powell finds Lillard. Here's Bull. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. McGee against Lillard. The shot's good from McGee.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The Nuggets leading by 11. Here's Chunchar. And the dunk by Bull.
The towering presence that is Bull. Good at staying active and going after those offensive rebounds.
And Shaquille Harris gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Portland no good that time either.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Giles the pass to McCollum. Out to the right wing. Lillard from outside. Shot to stop the run. Offensive rebound.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Now Morris. Pass to Jokic. Here's Najee. Dishes to Gordon. And there's the pass to Najee. No good. Shot missing. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Giles controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Morris kicks to Gordon. The dish to Porter. Powell against Gordon. Pass to Morris. Outside Gordon. Shot clock at 5. And then Gordon with the dunk.
What a drive to the hoop from Gordon. I mean, he only needs a step or two to take off for those throwdowns.
Lillard against Morris. And with that, the Denver lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Lillard.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Lillard against Morris. From the arc. Lillard misses. Jumps up. And so it's the Denver Nuggets. 13 points up at the end of the period. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. After 2 quarters, it's Denver out in front. And one of the strengths of this Denver team is their depth. And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. They've got Derek Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Simons in at the 1.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Lillard against Morris. Passes it to Najee. Porter with it. An easy 2 points on the layup. Porter's got 6.
Well, you know, on the inside, Porter is a very skilled player. He understands that you've got to be multi-dimensional, a lot of versatility to your game to be effective inside.
Count it, good. Here's Morris. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Porter passes to Jokic. Shoots over Nurkic with the putback. Great positioning on the putback. 8 points for him.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great position.
And a deep three from Lillard. The long distance three is buried.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Morris passes to Jokic. Count it. Jokic has got his second basket of the game.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
A self-described country boy from the town of Sombor, Serbia, Jokic grew up racing horses, no less.
Boy, those are some nice factoids, Greg. Well done. From stable boy and jockey, but as he grew, basketball made the most sense. And to this day, he still loves horses and actually still has a few back in Serbia.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
It's stolen by Morris. Here's Najee. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. 1:52 left in the third. Morris into the lane. Yes, that goes in.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Both teams will make substitutions. Up again, and Kent are able to finish.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Pass to Millsap. There's the pass to Chanshaw. Here's Harrison. 6 on the shot clock. And a miss there on the triple. And here we go with Giles running it up the court. Powell, no one around him. His three-pointers off the mark. And it's Harrison with the ball for Denver. Here's Bol, and the dunk by Bol.
Hard to fathom, but he is really fluid in terms of getting up and down the floor. Bol making himself a capable threat all over the floor.
Here's Simons, and that one is good. Simons has got 6.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
40 seconds left to play in the third. To the paint. And McGee kicks to Harrison. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harrison's got his first points in this one.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. Lets it go from deep. And it's Simons missing. Outside Millsap. And there it is for him. And the Nuggets lead by 20.
You've got to be more physical than that against Millsap. He's good at fighting his way through contact on the way up.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Nuggets on top, running away with it. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Porter is out there with Harrison, then it's JaMychal Green, then it's Aaron Gordon, and it's Millsap in at the 5 spot. And the dunk by Covington.
You know, in addition to being a fantastic shooter, Covington is also an incredible athlete, somebody who looks to drop the hammer when he's free near the hoop.
Here's Simons. Throws down the breakaway jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
A nice shot by Simons.
Yeah, you know, we've seen a much different version of him in this half, guys. He's been sharper, more focused, and more assertive.
A different look for Denver. Jokic comes in for Paul Millsap. And Monte Morris subbed in for Shaquille Harrison. A different look now for Portland. Porter kicks to Jokic over Giles. And again, Denver no good. Trailblazers trail by 16. Pass to McCollum. A 3-ball. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Lillard. Passes to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
Jokic finds Morris. Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate it going through that moment, but the fact that we're all still close and stay in contact, man, what an awesome experience to be a part of that team.
Chemistry must have been off the charts on that team.
It was, and we had a lot of personalities, man. It was a different era back then, but I tell you, again, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
Three-pointer, Lillard sinks the triple. Lillard's got 10 points here in the second half.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Jokic. Green kicks to Jokic. Ball's knocked loose. Powell with the steal. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Three-pointer, Lillard. Good work defensively by Morris. Denver leading by 14. And oh boy, a lot of and so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Denver.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
Cullen passes to Powell. Clock at 6. Another shot. Jokic grabs the miss.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Denver.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
So Portland ends up going with the new group.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
Loads it up for Millsap. Deflects the pass. Little with the ball. He's against Gordon. Here's Simons. That three off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Now here's Porter. Millsap trying to get open. Jokic passes to Porter. And here is Morris. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean,
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. The Trailblazers focused as they walk into the lockout. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Hyundai Hollis Jefferson out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. Zubac finds Patterson. Just 5 to shoot. Here's George. The shot off that time. Good D by McCollum. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Powell. It's tipped. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Lillard dishes to McCollum. That one off the back iron and out. Nurkic the pass to McCollum. And here's Hollis Jefferson. He kicks to Nurkic. Lillard against Leonard. And it's Lillard missing.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Now here's Lillard. That one doesn't go.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there. He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, the coach has confidence in CJ taking that shot, and so CJ has confidence in making it.
Pass to Beverly. Patterson inside. He's guarded by McCollum. Count that one.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Hollis Jefferson. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Leonard on the wing. Outside for George. Second shot opportunity. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. McCollum's got 5 now. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Here's Lillard. The Clippers getting the bucket. 1:33 left to play here in the first, and it's good. 2 points.
Yeah, this is the kind of shot selection that you got to be on board with Lillard. Tenacious scorer, but I love the efficient opportunity there.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And now Anthony pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Felt like the whole team knew they were going to get out into transition. And Melo takes full advantage.
Rondo passes to Kennard. Outside Rondo. Back to Kennard. Bucket is good. Trailblazers leading by 3. Simons surveying the D. Can't connect from short range. And so Cousins will bring it up for Los Angeles. He dishes it to Rondo. It's deflected.
That's good footwork from the big man as Cantor aware defensively to get to that one.
Jones, no one around him. And it's off from three-point range. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Banked in off the glass.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. Lays it up off the glass.
Can't guard Rondo lightly. Even from inside, he's capable of finding a way to get to a shooting window and score.
Down low. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 3. And we'll be back right after this. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA.
When I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Reggie Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Kennard in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Simons. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Enes Kanter. Monday Hollis Jefferson comes in for Carmelo Anthony. McCollum's checked in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. And finished off by Leonard.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard. Killing it in transition.
Beverly against Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. Back to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The Clippers in the lead. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Passes it to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
Outside, George. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now Nurkic after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. How? The offensive rebound.
Yeah, when Nurkic goes across the lane there, hard to get him out of the way, and he collects the offensive rebound.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Jackson finds Morris. Goes up to the stripe. Jackson passes to Cousins. Good on the bucket. Cousins has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
It takes a lot more than that to stop DeMarcus Cousins. He is a huge presence, and he answers every defensive challenge they pose.
Now here's Lillard. Over Jackson. Lillard misses.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. 5 to shoot. Jackson passes to Cousins. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Now it's a 5-point Clipper lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And stolen by Cousins. And they go to the intentional foul. It's his first trip to the line.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
For the Clippers, hands checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Luke Kennard.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Batum with the steal. Goes up, and the dunk by Jackson.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactics.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Here's Simons. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Enes Kanter.
This is a guy who plays with a high motor and who enjoys contact. Kanter feasting inside.
Rondo against Kanter. Yep, that one goes in there. Cousins has got the lead back up to 9 now for the Clippers.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Simons, the pass to Little. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. The feed now to Kanter. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Rajon Rondo. And here are the Clippers. They're on an 18-6 run. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Pass to Cousins. It's stolen. And they're pushing it up. Powell for 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Inside, tipped away. Nurkic with the steal. And so it's Los Angeles with their... Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were always within striking. And...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
Coaches always talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. They have definitely increased their energy level here.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. The pass to Beverly. George looking over the floor to the inside. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 8. Here's Nurkic. Powell, the pass to Lillard. Yes, it is, or that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
George against Lillard, and George kicks to Beverly. George passes to Zubac. Patterson. They get it back. Outside for George. Back to Zubac, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a chance there to look back at the stunning Mobile 1 block a moment ago.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
A nice shot by Simons.
And you got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Pass to Kennard. Cantor against Cousins. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Simons, and the shot goes in.
Well, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. 1:31 left in the third. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Enes Kanter. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jackson. Now, here's Kanter. Kicks it to Little. Back to Kanter. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Kanter's got 6.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. In the corner, Kennard with it. Passes it to Beverly. Shot clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Here's Zubac. And again, no good by the Clippers. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
The shot's good from Kanter.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
Outside Leonard. We've got 28 seconds left in the third. Down low. Zubac kicks to Kennard. Off target with his 3. And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. Little. And the layup falls. Little's got his first 2 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Leonard inside.
Well, that's a shot they want just about on every possession if they can get it. He doesn't make them all, but still very much a high percentage look.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Portland out in front as they end the third quarter on a 14-5 run. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then there's Batum. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Cousins in at the 5 spot. And the Clippers call time here. So for the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Anthony. And it's Powell in for Derek Jones. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Batum. Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Paul George in for Luke Kennard. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. His emphasis was for more effort on the defensive end. He said we have to do a better job of communicating and helping each other out. They're getting too many easy looks. Let's make it hard on them.
Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
George against McCollum. George passes to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Here's Lillard. Stolen by Jackson. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist in this one.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. In the corner, Hollis-Jefferson. The pass to McCollum. Out to the wing. Here's Lillard. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Hollis-Jefferson. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Outside, George. He kicks it to Cousins. Nobody near Leonard. Good on the triple. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has worked so hard on his shooting to become more consistent, specifically the three-point shot.
Here's Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. Paul George with the steal. And he commits the intentional foul. Outside Leonard. Back to George. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Leonard, the pass to Cousins. The shot by George, wide open. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. 2 points, that one goes.
Clutch bucket by Nurkic on that possession. They needed that one.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Leonard attacking, stolen by Kanter. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. And McCollum with the slam.
Man, he was a go-to guy in crunch time in college, and McCollum now has developed that reputation here in the league.
outside Leonard. Outside for George. Here's Zubac. Pass to Leonard. 6 to shoot. Back to Beverly. Here's George. Another shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Portland. Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
Yeah, not the guy that you want to put at the line in these moments. He's not missing these.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And you can tolerate gaps like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Outside, George. To the paint, Powell with the steal. And now Portland on the break. McCollum with the ball.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
The putback, it's in!
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets are always the result of that extra effort.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And I would point to his shooting percentage as the key reason he's our pick. And that sounds simple, but he hadn't tried to do too much. He hasn't tried to force his shots, just kind of waited and worked to get good looks. And in the end, he's found plenty of them.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And as a defender, you are left somewhat helpless to stop that. Leonard with too many moves in his arsenal and a flood of ice water in his veins.
Good! And now they trail by just 4.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Beverly, the pass to George. To the middle. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
Yeah, in this offense and in this structure, there's going to be opportunities to get a lot more assists for Cousins.
Lillard from outside. He is hauled in by Paul George.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
And here's Leonard. So the Clippers with the win. A truly gutsy. David, thank you as always. You're looking live and down at the... And with...
Kevin, thanks very much.
Much needed indeed, David. Thank you. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Nikola Jokic. Porter is out there with Morris. Then there's Gordon. It's Najee in at the 4 spot. And for the Clippers, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Patterson in at the power forward. Morris kicks to Jokic. Gordon, the pass to Morris. 5 on the clock. From 10 feet out. And that one hits back iron. Leonard against Gordon. He gets that one. And the teams we're seeing tonight, Steve, they have very deep rotations.
And Kevin, when you can go maybe 10 deep, it keeps your locker room happy. It also protects your team against injuries sinking a season.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Pass to Jokic. Back to Porter. A reverse. And Jokic lays it up and in.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass.
George passes to Leonard. There's the pass to Zubac. Outside, George. Kicks to Leonard. Over Gordon. The Clippers rebound. Zubac, that's good.
Man, that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why? Lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Now, here's Jokic. Gordon finds Jokic. Back to Gordon. Pass to Najee. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
You can see the work Kawhi has put into his ball handling. He gets separation almost any time he wants.
To the paint. It's tipped. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Here's Jokic.
They are out of rhythm. 1 for 5 so far. You just need to calm down and reward your matchups.
Outside for George. Back to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Morris outside. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Los Angeles making a switch here. Batum's checked in. Paul Millsap is checked in for Denver. Shaquille Harris comes in for Michael Porter. Millsap kicks to Harrison. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Jackson, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Green, he's checked in for Denver. Now, here's Batum. Outside for Jackson. Over Morris. No good. And it's Denver the other way. Green passes to Morris. In the corner, it's Gordon. And the shot goes in.
An underrated part, really, of being a sick athlete like Gordon, body control. Used it there to keep the form on his shot.
Now here's Jackson. The shot by Batum, no good. The Nuggets trail by 4. And stolen by Cousins. Here's Jackson. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Morris kicks to Green. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Rondo looking around. Here's Cousins. Nice work on the board. He's paying off with the basket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And it's Millsap with the ball for Denver. Trailing here by 8. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harrison passes to Gordon. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Gordon's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And there's just so much athleticism to Gordon's game. Good luck trying to contain him inside.
Here's Rondo. Makes it off the glass.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And here's Morris for 3. Buries it from three-point range. And that does it for the first quarter. Clippers lead by 5. We'll be back. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
They've got Batum. Rajon Rondo is out there with Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And Denver has possession. It's a 5-point game. Harrison scanning the floor. Down low. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
And here's Beverly. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. George passes to Zubac. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. The shot by Harrison, no good. Clippers leading by 5. Here's Leonard. Over in the corner, Beverly. Leonard inside. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Here's Bull, and the dunk by Bull.
And you see the vision from Paul Millsap. That's another area that he provides for his teams.
Denver shooting their first free throw of the game. And that one falls for Bull. The Clippers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Here's Beverly. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. George with the ball. Chalk up 2 there.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Here's Harrison. He kicks it to Bull. Shoots. And he overshot that one, missing.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
George scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
Now Bol. Pass to Najee. Over to the left wing. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
1:25 left in the first half of the game. Beverly the pass to Zubac. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Zubac has got 8.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Here's Najee, defended by George.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
51 seconds left here in the second. Zubac trying to break loose, and it's Leonard missing.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
So both teams making some changes here. So he gets them both. There's 39 seconds left in the second quarter. Now here's Jackson. Inside. 23 seconds left in the first half. Good on the shot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And here's Rondo. Feeds to Cousins. 3 seconds left, and it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap with great heat.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to... And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You've got to like what Ivica Zubac has done in this game.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
Basketball 101. You've got to put a body on him. Unfortunately, that's a fundamental that's gone by the wayside.
Taking a look at the Nuggets, they've got Morris. He's out there with Porter. Gordon out there with Jokic. It's Najee in at the 4 spot.
Defense throws everything at George, but he persists and finds a shot.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Patterson. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Off the catch, Leonard with the quick trigger. Nothing but money.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Morris passes to Najee. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Leonard with the steal. And George kicks to Beverly. This one for 3. Rebound by the Nuggets. Pushing it up. Oh, Porter in position. Morris finds Porter. Back to Morris. And the rejection by Zubac. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And the Nuggets making a change here. McGee's checked in. The Nuggets have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. George dishes to Beverly. Back to George. And that one drops. George has got 8.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Morris passes to Gordon. Now the dish to McGee. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, easy call.
The Nuggets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one misses. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Morris is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Jackson, he's checked in for George. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Cousins against McGee. Morris outside. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Doing great things at the offensive end. 3 for 4 to start this half.
Back to Harrison. Now, here's Bull. Covered by Morris. And Millsap, here we go. Oh, that's blocked. They retain possession. The shot's good from McGee. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Outside Rondo, pass to Morris. Over Bull, got a piece of it. Here's Cousins, McGee with the block. Now, here's Bull, not a lot of room, over Morris. Bull can't hit. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Harrison passes to Millsap. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Rondo, and the layup is good. Rondo's got 6 points.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Harrison passes to McGee. Harrison kicks to Millsap. The Nuggets with another miss. Clippers leading by 7. Here's Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
The flat-out speed of Reggie Jackson. No struggles getting to the rim and then doing something about it when he gets there.
And the pass to Millsap. There's Harrison. It's deflected. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Harrison passes to Bull. Dishes it to Millsap. To stop the run. Bull can't hit.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Beverly with the ball. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Left side, Leonard. Fires the three. Misses. And so it's Los Angeles. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Kennard, the pass to Patterson. It's stolen by Green. The finish. And finished off by Porter.
A high-level athlete with great run and jump ability. Porter finishes well in transition.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. To the inside. Jokic with the steal. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Gordon's running. That's in. Coming off the assist from Jokic. And that's now 6 points for Aaron Gordon.
Not one to shy away from contact. It's all part of the toughness that Gordon brings to the table.
Beverly the pass to Zubac. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. 4 on the clock. Kennard with the ball. Now Green defending. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
This is what we talk about, value in each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Pass to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. Outside, Porter. Gordon, the pass to Jokic. That one good for 2.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
They've done a great job, but they're not done yet.
Beverly finds Zubac. Back to Beverly. He's looking for Porter and finds him. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Patrick Patterson. Here's Jokic. And he banks in the layup. Now just a 1-point Los Angeles lead.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And George, here we go. Unable to get that one. Here's the Nuggets now with the ball. It's been 10 unanswered points. Here's Morris. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Morris has got the lead up to 1 now for Denver. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Passes it to Beverly. Porter against George. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. It's not going to go for him. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Here's Morris. The kick out to Porter. Pass to Jokic. Shoots over Cousins. And Jokic with the basket on the assist from Porter. Huge.
Jokic comes through just fearless. What an option.
Leonard attacking, and there's the pass to Beverly. There's the feed to Cousins. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They need points trying to keep the momentum. Cousins understands the situation.
Morris against Beverly. Morris dishes to Porter. Inside. And that one's good. Jokic. Jokic has got the lead. Back up to 3 now for the Nuggets.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
In the corner, George with it. Misses the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Outside Leonard. Morris outside. Porter against Leonard. Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. They get it again. Zubac, 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Tries again. Oh, off target. It counts. And the coach's challenge has been issued. First game like this, onto the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's George. Yes!
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close. That was...